Hey everybody, welcome to another Roll and Move movie reviews, and this is becoming a thing, I guess. Today I want to talk about Crimson Peak, and yes, I've done 3 movie reviews so far. They've all been horror movies. No, I'm not only going to review horror movies. I just happen to start doing this around Halloween, and of course it's horror movie season, so that's what people are talking about, but I will eventually branch out to other things. But today is Crimson Peak, directed and co-written by, I will only butcher his first name once, Guillermo del Toro. And it takes place in the early 20th century, turn of the century. Follow a young girl named Edith Cushing, played by Mia Wasikowska, another name butchered probably, sorry. And as a young girl, we see her have a encounter with her mother's ghost after her mother passes away. So we know she has some kind of paranormal ability or vision or something like that. We catch up with her as an adult, and she is an aspiring novelist. Her father is a rich industrialist, and through her father she meets a young English baron played by Tom Hiddleston, who kind of sweeps her off her feet. They have this little whirlwind romance. Her father doesn't trust her, her friends don't trust him, but regardless of that, they end up together. He takes her back to England to live in his family's Gothic mansion, which of course is haunted. And the rest of the movie is Edith trying to figure out what's going on in this house, who these ghosts are, why they're there, what they want, and how to make them go away. I usually, like I said in a previous review, I really am not a huge fan of modern horror movies, but I wanted to see this one because it was a Del Toro film, and everything he always does is so grand and so, visually stunning that I wanted to see his take on that haunted house genre, and he really doesn't disappoint. It's a great looking movie, the sets and the production, just fantastic. I will say that the scenes and the part of the movie that take place in England, I think, are visually better than the ones early on in the movie in America, just because some of those scenes, especially there's a big ball in the American portion of the movie, and it just feels so. It feels like a movie set. Everything is so perfectly done. The costumes and the decor and everything are so spot on that you feel like you're watching like something on PBS, like Downton Abbey or something. It's just almost too perfect. When they get to England, I think it definitely improves. I mean, the whole movie looks great, but the English portion of it, the portion that takes place in England, much better. That haunted house really is just creepy, and it looks great. And it's a real throwback to those old black and white haunted house movies, but it has Del Toro's vision and all the effects and the tricks that he has access to and is able to utilize. So it's a really great looking movie. Essentially, this movie is a love story. It's not really a horror movie per se. There's a line in the beginning of the movie when Edith is trying to get her book published. She's talking to a publisher, and he's giving her a hard time because it's a ghost story. And she says, "Well, the book isn't really about the ghosts. The ghosts are a metaphor for the past." And I think that's a statement about this movie as well, where it's not about the ghosts. The ghosts just are, they serve the overall story. The effects are fantastic, really creepy. Nothing, mind-blowing or new. It's just like the big black shapes coming out and kind of scaring you. But they look good, and it's not too scary. It's not that terrifying a movie. I went and saw it with my wife, who hates horror movies, hates being scared, and she was able to deal with it. So it's not that scary a movie. Like I said, it focuses on the love story, and the story overall, it's okay. It's interesting. There are a few twists and turns. Nothing mind-blowing, nothing to write home about, nothing to get really excited about, and it's a pretty typical like Gothic. Gothic love story, romance type of story. The acting is okay. I think the woman who plays Edith does a really good job. Her character is really well done. The rest of the acting is a little awkward. I think some of the actors seem to have some of the trouble with the dialogue, trying to sound like characters from this period, especially Charlie Hunnam. From Sons of Anarchy. He co-stars as one of Edith's friends, and I think through no fault of his own. I'm just so used to seeing him in Sons of Anarchy, talking about motorcycles and cuts and gun deals and drug deals, that watching him try to play a character in a period piece was just kind of a stretch for me. But overall, again, it wasn't terrible, just, like I said, seemed a little forced, a little awkward. Overall, I'd say the movie is okay. I'd call it a rental. If I had to do it again, I probably would have rented this one. It's something worth watching, but nothing you have to rush out to see. It's I'd say probably, again, my rating system is still fleshing that out, but I'd say probably 2 stars. It's a decent movie, but it's great looking, okay acting, okay story. Check it out if you get the chance, if it sounds interesting to you, but again, nothing to get really excited about. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching another one of my movie reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. While you're at it, why don't you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. We got more movie reviews coming, more board game reviews, just lots of fun stuff. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon.